So I started doing my hours remotely. Believe it or not, I was doing observation from Florida. I was observing families in consultation, and still it worked very well because I was able to still keep my job. When I arrived home from work, like if I got home like at 5, it was 2 p.m. in Portland. So basically I had the whole afternoon where I could observe consultation. Obviously I was exhausted, but that's better than nothing. Like it's either you want this or you don't, and it's temporary. So I was putting in my mind, like, this is temporary. I have to do this for like a short period of time. So I would just cook on weekend, send my daughter to her bedroom very early so that she would not disturb me while I was doing this. Like you need the support of everybody. Like everybody has to be on board. If it's one day where I need someone else to just take my daughter away, they would. Like really, I needed to manage and to plan everything. The only thing is that all the teachers, instructors, they are available to you all the time. Like you can text, email them, and they reply so fast. It's unbelievable. Like they are always finding solutions for you. At some point, I remember it was getting so hard for me to find a clinical site because obviously I was doing observation to start with. And I knew that came January, I would have to move toward another part of the program, another term where I had to be a little bit more hands-on. And still nothing happened. And I was starting to think, okay, should I just find a job in lactation? Because my job had nothing to do with lactation. And I was anyway planning on changing career. So it would not be a loss completely as long as I could still be making an income and then, get hours. So I started applying to jobs for lactation. And everybody was aware. I would keep my teachers in the loop of what I'm doing. Hey, today I have an interview. This is what happened. And I remember one day I was very disappointed because the interview went well. I kind of got the job, but I did not want the job. The benefits were so bad. I was crying, disappointed. I emailed everybody, Rachel, Dixie, Michelle, and then they were just telling me, here's what you can do. It's not all hope is not all lost. They were giving me tips of, oh, you can still volunteer. It will take you more time, but you can still do this, just cheering me up a little bit. And so I continue doing my hours remotely. And by the end of December, when during one of the class, when they were announcing, clinical site for the next term, that's when Michelle said, well, Nadeje, guess what? You're going to, we have your site. It's a hospital in Miami. I couldn't believe it. I was still in shock, right? So everything turned out to work for me. I'm not saying that it's gonna work like this for everyone. Everyone has a journey, I realize, in this. For example, I'm talking about my children. If you have younger children, it might be more difficult than it has been for me, obviously. If you are divorced, or I don't know what situation you are in, you might not have children, but you still have other things you are dealing with. Everyone has a different path. But what is certain is that everybody on the faculty is working with you. Like they are supporting you 100%. And that's how I was able to finally find a clinical site here in Florida. It's 1 hour drive in traffic. When there's no traffic, I could make it in 40 minutes. But I love it. I really love it. So I'm in the hospital now, and I quit my job, by the way. And it's I don't regret it at all. I felt like, how do I say, no income now. So now I'm not telling everybody to do that. Like I'm not telling you guys to just quit your job. That worked for me because I had the support. It's temporary, right? Again, as I told you, everybody has their own journey. But I quit my job end of February, let's say beginning of February, and I just jumped on the wagon. I started doing hours in the hospital. Like Rachel was saying, sometimes I do night shift because there's 2 lactation consultants in the hospital, and I really wanted to experience what it is. You experience a totally different thing at night The parents, the family is different, the interaction, the babies behave totally differently at night. So it was great that I was able to do that. And the lactation consultants, they have different personalities and different style. And it's good for you to kind of learn from both of them, from many of them, and then you can develop your own style and your own approach.